Today we're talking about the easy button and how to break some of the habits that aren't creating what you really want. Hi, I'm Brooke Lyons. A few years ago, I lost 50 pounds and finally got my life back. I've uncovered the tools that allowed me to keep the weight off and help hundreds of my clients also lead a healthy and vibrant life. Losing weight is only the beginning, and being happy and healthy is so much more than just a number on the scale. So join me as we discover how to thrive beyond weight loss. Welcome back to Thrive Beyond Weight Loss. I'm Brooke Lyons.
And I'm Victoria.
And today we always kind of plan our podcast a little bit about what we're going to talk about. But this week, everybody's having a tough time just getting back into the flow of stuff.
Probably coming back from spring break and everything.
I mean, I guess it's just, and it's so hard because it's not difficult what we're doing, right? Mm-hmm. Like we know how to live our best life, but just sometimes life gets busy and you just can't do all the things. Mm-hmm. We want to push the easy button. Do that again. Again. Easy! I didn't put batteries in this. I'm a quiet person. I don't like the batteries in these things.
I think a button should have batteries. A button should make a noise if it needs to make a noise.
So that's what we're going to do today. Victoria is going to make an array of easy buttons for us. So anyways, we just wanted to talk a bit about that because I'm sure that's something you probably deal with in that. Well, I guess I'm just going to bounce right into the 6 pillars because, I mean, we just talked about them. I hope you you listened or watched the old episodes because the last series we went through what the 6 pillars are. And they're just something that I created because I realized in my life that you guys were little when I created with this, really little. But I needed to know what I was doing right and what I was needing work on because I was a whitewater rafting guide. And you can put your paddle in the water, and the guide knows where you're going. They're guiding the boat and telling back paddle right and everything.
Yeah.
And you're paddling, and you're trying to get to a place. Most people don't realize that there's big holes in the water, and if you fall out the boat at the wrong time, that's bad for the guide because you could get in trouble in there. Mm-hmm. You have life jackets on; it should be fine. You're taught how to put your feet out in front of you, but at the same time, it doesn't make the ride very nice.
Yeah.
And we could just. The boat's going down the water anyways, but it's going to get smacked against the rocks. It's going to get stuck in these eddies right in the middle of a waterfall.
Yeah.
We had a waterfall that was classified Class 5. It was spring, so it was full of water.
Classified as Class 5 because people may not know what
Class
that
5
means.
was like the most water, the most turbulence that you can have in a waterfall. Okay. So we weren't allowed to boat down it. We had to portage around it. But right in the middle of this waterfall, you'd never believe it, but our boat got stuck right in the middle. And I'm like, is that even a thing? I didn't know what was going on. But there's an eddy, which is when the water is turbulating right here, and the boat got stuck. So 2 of us, actually, is my very first day on the job. He's like, get on the boat, newbie. Right. Well, I think that truly, this is what it ended up being because they admit it. They're like, you're not going to last the day. And I'm like, I totally lasted the whole summer.
Yeah.
And so anyways, there I go in the boat. Well, actually, I didn't know really how to secure my arms, arms and legs yet. So we hit the boat. It went down, but then we kept going, and I flew out of the boat. So not my best moment, but I didn't know what was down there. I hadn't done the studying yet. Like you have to, for the place I worked for, you had to study all of the paths so that you knew where the holes were and the rocks and the things to watch out for. I didn't know that yet, thank God. Because I got out and I was like, yeah, I did it. Like, woo, that was amazing. And they're like, get out of the effing water. Like, what are you doing? And I didn't know what I was doing wrong, but they thought I was going to die. And that's not what they were looking for. So, but this is a great analogy for life. Because there we are just going down, thinking everything's fine. We don't know the plan. We don't know what's coming up. Literally, we just can't know that. But instead of paddling or knowing how to secure your feet into your boat, you're going to get smacked out if you don't kind of have some awareness.
Yeah.
So that's why I created the 6 pillars, because I felt like I was being sideswiped so many times in our life. Not in bad ways, just in, everything's always changing. And I'd get used to you guys being a certain age, and then the next age came up, and I'm like, okay, I don't know how to do this one.
That's how growing up works.
I see, but, we don't have this manual. That I guess we have lots of books now we can read, but everybody's life as an individual book. So anyway, the 6 pillars was something that I could every month look at and be like, okay, so where are we right now? What do we need to do? What was working last month? Because that, I thought, right? I started writing down what worked and what didn't work. And I thought that meant that, oh, like when I forget, I can just go back to the things that were working. That doesn't always happen.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So anyways, I think that 6 pillars, if you haven't done them yet, make sure you do them and do them monthly at first, just to get a pattern on yourself. Truly, sometimes I do look back and I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot I could, like that chicken pizza I used to like. Not your favorite, but I loved it. It was like a zucchini
I love the
and
chicken
pizza.
zucchini pizza. I
See?
used to ask you to make that.
Oh, so I'm going to make that soon again then. Easy button.
Easy.
I love her so much. So we were in Dallas last weekend, and we, as a family, really believe in continuing education, not only because for our professions, we need to do that to make sure that we're serving our patients as best as we can, but also because, like, somebody said, and I wish I could remember the quote, it's something like, your biggest business problems are because of a personal problem. You know, making sure we're the best version of us, make sure that we can do that. So what were some of your takeaways for that?
A lot of my takeaways were for your business and kind of helping things like that. But what were some of your big takeaways?
I just loved having you there. Like, you were constantly writing and really engaged in it. Because if we're not engaged in our life, like, it's really tough to move forward and learn new things. But as for Easy Button, I think I just learned that processes, like, it's constant. I'm constantly revisiting this process thing. So, for example, like, I brought my breakfast there. Like, if we go to a place where there's free breakfast included in the thing, I'm not even doing that anymore, because now I know that if I'm on a plane, I'm probably going to get constipated. The joys of getting old, I don't know what it is, but that's just the way my body is these days. But if I use that protein shake that we have, that Pure Vitality shake, I don't have that issue. And I like not having that issue.
Yeah.
And then also it gives me energy, because you're 22 years old. Like, I'm 55. I got to keep up with what's going on and wake up at the right times and early and have energy all the day. So just maybe think of a few things that help you gain your energy. Because if I went to these places without my breakfasts prepared and brought with me, then I would be eating whatever's easy.
Yeah.
And easy is not always going to help you. In fact, sometimes easy really hurts us, doesn't it? Yeah. We were just talking with one of our producers. His wife's about to have a baby, and one of our other friends just had a baby. And so Easy Button for me usually is, I have chili that I have, like, Brooke's famous chili, which is one of your favorite things that I make. But this famous chili, it's just really healthy, but it's really yummy. And so I usually have some in the freezer. Well, they had a baby, and I thought I had some in the freezer, and I don't. And it's been like 6 days since this child has been born, and I still haven't brought them food. Easy Button is also sometimes, looking back, like, when you guys were born, thank goodness we did something called the Blessing Way. Do you remember me talking about that? We'll look at pictures later on. I had a lady come out, plus my midwife. And
is this when they drew on your belly?
They did.
Yes.
That was with Matthias, yeah. We did henna, and everybody took turns drawing on my giant belly. But they also brought food. And so everybody brought food. Like, if they brought a lasagna, we'd cut that in half, put it on a platter, and eat that, like, at the party. But then half of it went in the freezer, which I had food for such a long time. We just had to make sure the freezer had room for it, which is not... It didn't used to be a problem because we didn't have enough money to buy half a cow. Now my husband will buy half a cow at a time. And our freezers are full of...
I just had to rearrange things to put a turkey in there.
Yes, because I want turkey for for Easter.
Yeah.
I know it's not the typical Easter thing, but it's going to be so amazing.
Who's going to judge you for having a turkey on Easter?
Oh my gosh, then we can
if
have it for lunches.
If they're judging you for having a turkey on Easter, there's other things.
They judge me. Go right ahead. But I love turkey because I love it. I love that, like a chicken. We just made chicken in the crock pot the other day, and we've been eating off of that for the last couple of days. But turkey's big. Like, it's going to be leftovers for a long time. We might even have to freeze some.
Sterno, not crock pot.
What's that?
You need, like, one of those big, what is it called?
Nescos.
Yeah.
Nesco. We do. Yes. We have a couple of those for parties. But yeah, so Easy Button. Well, okay, what's the question for today? Because then let's go to that, and maybe it'll help me.
Okay. The question for today is, I know I need to get back on track with summer on the way, but I just can't seem to find the motivation. What tips or tricks do you have to get back on track?
Okay, so I knew that it was going to be related to what we're talking about, because that's how we plan the shows. But getting back on track. Okay, so if you've done your 6 pillars, if you've been doing them for years, which some of you have, look at that and see what's worked for you in the past, because there can be little tidbits in that. But if not, just like be conscious about what's going on around you right now, because I'll say, like, so many people come in, they know exactly what to do. You know what to do, right? I will say sometimes we don't know what to do. There's so many ideas out there, and fasting and intermittent fasting and don't eat this, eat that. So sometimes we are combining all kinds of things that don't really go together. Back in the day, it was wearing red and pink. But now nobody cares. No. Oh, yeah, you never did that in high school.
There's a really cute dress that it's like red dress and the pockets are bright pink pockets.
Now we do that, but that was a faux pas back then.
Oh, black and brown is still a faux pas, and navy and black. Unless it's like a snakeskin belt that has black and brown like built into it, then it's. I got you.
Yes, I'm learning. She actually helps when my husband does a lot of. Professional speaking and teaching, and no matter, even when she wasn't living with us, which
I get a FaceTime every Thursday.
Because he's leaving for his speaking engagements and she gets to choose his clothes.
Yeah.
Easy button. That's easy button, because he knows he doesn't want to choose those things. He knows he has all the pieces in his wardrobe, but also the 6 pillars taught us that connection's really important to us.
Yeah.
And so even when you weren't living with us, his way of connecting with her was like, hey, babe, what can I wear?
Yeah.
And you love doing that. So you're like, use the purple tie. And
I also love that he
like
listens really hardcore to my fashion advice.
Aww.
Because I'm like, no. And he's like, really? And I was like, in the future.
In the future.
in the future.
We're going to work up to that boldness.
He's been bold.
He has nothing but bold in there. He
a lot of paisley.
A lot of paisley. A lot of bright colors. He likes that. So a lot of blue.
A lot of purple.
And purple. Blue and purple. So, but easy button is actually for his case, he has a lot of things that coordinate in his wardrobe. So thriving is not just what we're eating. Because actually this week, I'll just share this. So many people are like, I've been perfect on my program and I'm not losing weight. The truth was, the people who said that had lost 9 or 12 pounds this month. So that's like, we got to be realistic with what our body can do. So that's a huge win, losing 9 or 12 pounds. But they're so used, their easy button says, I'm never good enough. I'm not doing enough. I should be doing more. I should be losing a pound of fat per day. Our easy button is sometimes running a program inside that's not providing us success. It's actually ripping us away from us, because there's this thing called cortisol, and you probably heard of it, but cortisol is a stress hormone. And if our stress hormone is circulating through our body, and that's when we worry, that's when we go to bed at night and worry about, like, did I do enough? Like, I sucked today. All these negative things we say, they create cortisol. And also then that makes us hungry because our body's tired. So we go for that midnight snack, don't we, people? I know I used to. We go for that. And do you know melatonin can't be in your body in the presence of glucose? Well, it's not just glucose, glycogen. So whatever you eat, even if it's like a healthy fat, because I used to do this thinking, at least it's not sugar. Well, everything breaks down into something usable by the body. So we're doing all these things that are jeopardizing our success because they feel easy. You're
not actually pushing the button. So
she's sad. Ready?
Easy.
Such a quiet one. So anyways, have I said today how much I really love you? Because I do. So easy button, it's a thing that, look into it and do your 6 pillars with what am I making easy? Because our subconscious mind, I say this almost every day. Yeah.
Well, I feel like it's also so when people come and they start a program with you, the thing that I hear the most is this is all for the first part.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
it's too easy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that people it seems too easy to them that they're like, but it's not going to work. So then they talk themselves out of it.
Right.
And sometimes the easy things work. Like.
Yeah. Well, so they might talk themselves out of it, but the program still works.
Yeah.
So it's just, but it tells me a lot of information because I'm not a psychologist, but I've been a doctor practicing with actually babies. So I always have the moms who are like holding this baby who's not doing so great. And they're like, I did something wrong. There's something wrong.
Yeah.
Blah. You know, and they're so down on themselves, really. They think they did something wrong to this baby. And then I, it was chiropractic care. So I do this little movement and everything changed for the baby's life. They're like, what just happened?
Yeah.
And I'm like, their body was just not in ease. And easy button, right? It's about becoming an ease.
I see what you did there.
I didn't try to, but it hurt. It happened.
I see what you did there.
It happened. So yeah, but I just lost my train of thought. There's so much going through my mind right now.
Really?
Easy button, really. So always starting. So yeah, but if we don't get your body balanced, if you're not drinking enough water, if you don't have like some good nutrients in your body, if your thyroid's too tired, if we give you all the good food in the world, your body and your brain are not going to connect to that yet. Because it's not ready. And if your pH is too acidic, you can eat all the good things you want. It'll make a little movement, but we got to make some faster, bigger movement than that.
Yeah.
So that's why we start out with such an easy part of the program, because when they come back, they're like, oh my gosh, I feel so good already.
Yeah.
And I'm like, we haven't even started the food yet.
Yeah.
And it's just, it's just anti-inflammatory food. It's just fruit, vegetable, meat, and healthy fat. We talk about it every time we talk on a podcast. But what does that mean? Because, so I think for the question that you came up with today, or rather was submitted, and please do submit your questions. Like right now we're a little low on them. Luckily we see clients every day, so we get a lot of new questions. But I would prefer to have your questions submitted because then you get what you need out of us. And so, but anyways, back to that. There's a couple of things I always say. One, know what's going on in your life right now, because if you are having a baby, you know what? Sometimes easy button is not your best choices. It just is what it is. Yeah. When you were born, you were in the NICU for a little while. So, oh my gosh, I'm not going to judge myself for not eating perfectly.
Yeah.
However, so if you're having a baby or having some tough time in your life, people want to help you. You just always say, no, thank you.
Well, and you even, just because, like you said, don't get so hard on yourself for that not eating perfect. Yeah. Easter's right around the way when we're recording this, and we have had a couple people who have said they're on program, but they're like, but my dad or my grandpa passed away, and I want to eat his favorite food.
Yes.
So don't get down on yourself because you want to have something that was tied to someone who was amazing in your life.
Love your life. We have it printed on our bags. Love your life, because if you have a special family member, even if they're there in front of you, you could just portions, man. Just think about your portions. But back to ask people for help. They want to help you. Everybody has a favorite dish. Everybody can. I mean, I'm not a chef. I don't love cooking for people. I find it's very scary to me. It's from my upbringing, and it's still there. But I have a couple things I can make. But when having had children, I realized that
she takes a crock pot and she runs with it.
I do, man.
Yeah.
Now I actually put it in these. I have found these compostable Ziploc bags, so now I use those. You can't wash them and reuse them because they stick together. But hey, everything's got its thing. But now, because I always felt badly bringing the crock pot, because then they got to wash it. I tell them they don't have to, but they always feel
Everyone
like they do.
Does.
And so I was like, put it dirty out on the step, and I'll just come get it later. And they always wash it. So yeah, that's my solve. But anyways, have people cook for you. Do that blessing way. Have people over and just ask them, could you make me a bag of something that I could put in the freezer and then pull out when we need it? If you've had somebody pass, like I was begging my mom to do this when her husband passed, because she was just not herself, and she lost, we used to call them the hyenas. They used to laugh all the time. But she just needed some support. And especially when we're alone, it's super hard to make a nutritious meal because we just don't feel like it. And we're like, oh, I would make a chicken, but then who's going to eat all the chicken? Yeah. Well, meanwhile, you forget that you could eat it for 5 days in a row. You can
or freeze
do that.
it.
So it's just preparing. Meal prep is also a good idea on that.
Yeah.
So ask for help. Meal prep yourself. I always say cook all your meat in advance. Put that in the fridge and the freezer so that when you're sick or hurried or forget or just don't get to the grocery store, because we're living a real life, you can pull some stuff out that's already cooked. Because you and me, we'll just make these quick meals, which you have been so brilliant about that. Nice having her home for a little while. because I don't love salads, but all of a sudden I'm a salad girl. Very strange, but it's because she was making them. Yeah. What is it about salad that's better when somebody else makes it?
I don't know.
It's a thing.
I feel like my salads are good and I make them.
Well, I don't love salads, but now I do.
Yeah.
So, and now I made a salad.
I'm so proud of you.
Thank you. Yeah. Thank you. She's so proud of me. So, so let us know what your easy buttons things are, because the more we talk about these things, the more ideas we get, and then the more ideas we have to kind of choose from. Because I can't tell you how many times I'll talk to somebody, I'll be like, "Oh, I always do this." They're like, "Oh my gosh, that's amazing."
So smart.
Yeah, I don't think about that, but understand that this is what I do every day. It's been what I've been doing for 25 years. Truly, is trying to find the health and squeezing all the juice out of everything that we do, even if you travel a lot like we do, have kids growing up, and you guys don't make the same choices as we do.
No.
I'm just saying. So how do we make that work? But maybe in another episode we'll share what we used to do with vegetables, or did we already do that? I think we already did that. But we're going to talk about it again because it's worthy of conversation. All these little tips. So share your tips because I would like to know them. Yeah.
Yes.
And then go ahead to our website, mybodybella.com. I'll share how to do that.
Type in your browser, whether that's Bing, Google, don't know the other one. I feel like there's one more.
Any browser will do.
mybodybella.com.
That wasn't what I meant.
And then there'll be a pop-up. You can put your email in and you'll receive our 6 pillars.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, your 6 pillars.
It's ours now. It's everybody's 6 pillars. we're helping the world out, right? That's kind of what we're doing, this Love Your Life. But we want to come and do these episodes with you because, well, for one thing, it's fun to have kids growing up and do things together. But I just really hope this gives you a lot of value on your life and how you can move forward, asking questions, getting what you need, because the more that you feel comfortable and happy in your life, the better you can serve all the people around you, because we know that that's just the job. Sometimes they need us more than others, but truly, if we are focused and feeling good and vibrant about our lives, then we respond to everything in a different way. And that changes everything.
Yeah.
I think next episode, let's talk about when Matthias was 3. Yeah, stay tuned for that.
The views, thoughts, and opinions expressed on the Thrive Beyond Weight Loss podcast belong solely to the host and guest speakers and do not necessarily reflect the official policy or position of any associated organizations or health professionals. The content provided is for informational purposes only and is not intended as medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment. Always consult a qualified healthcare provider with any questions regarding a medical condition or health objectives.